true God as mentioned in the Bible.
I agree.
Only true God.
I'm a monarchical Trinitarian. I believe the Father is the first order of being. He derives the essence. He's our say. He's the originator. Therefore, he's the only true God. Just as much as your Father begets you.
Okay.
So that's point 2. God the Father is God of all human flesh. Therefore, Jesus had a God in human flesh. He acts in accordance with that human nature. It's hypostatic union. Now, if you don't understand that union, that means no to you now.
Okay. So now we've established that if God the Father is the only true God, then everything else must be a creation of this true God. That includes Jesus. Jesus Christ, he by definition, if there's only one true God the Father, Jesus Christ is a creation of the Father.
Again.
Do you accept this?
Okay, so...
Do you accept Jesus being a creation of the Father?
I'm going to introduce an intermediate. So this generation of Holy Spirit and the Son is outside of the lineage of time. It's eternal. It's an eternal generation. So if you want to say begetting this is a creation, I would disagree, and I would say this is an eternal generation, and there was no starting point. I will just simply say, just as much as your Allah is contingent upon his attributes, the Father derives the essence. So there's an interdependent relationship between Jesus and the Holy Spirit.
Okay. Once again, he just completely avoided my point.
I did not.
Yes, you completely avoided it.
Did I say...
I did not mention anything about time. I did not mention anything.
So,
if anything, the argument you just presented to me goes against you, because what you just said is that because the Father is eternal, therefore he is judged as God differently to Jesus, because Jesus is within time. That's something your argument, right? So that proves
God
to me
lives outside the lineage of time. You're strawmanning my position. God lives outside the lineage of time just as much as Allah does, but he interacts with creation, such as the energetic manifestation of Jesus' human flesh. So in his flesh he acts in accordance to time, he's in the lineage of time, but this eternal generation does not necessitate creation. Because created necessitates a chronological order. This is eternal generation. This is just an interdependent relationship between the Holy Spirit, Jesus and the Father.
Okay. My simple question to you, if what you just said is irrelevant to my initial point. It's irrelevant because what I said to you is, if the only true God, do you understand English? By the way, if English is difficult for you, do you have a second language maybe you can speak? Only, the word only, by definition means there is no other entity,
so
does
Christianity treat monotheism? No. Do we believe in monotheism?
No.
No, we do. You may not see that.
You believe in
okay, hold on.
Monotheism. It can either be one or the other. It can't be both.
Wait, so you're saying that monotheism? Wait, hold on. So the Hindus, they're monotheists. They just have no God.
No, they're not monotheists.
They are. They believe in one energy and several expressions of God. They claim monotheism. Wait, what's your definition of monotheism?
Monotheism is worshipping one true God who's independent. He's not dependent on anything, and everything is dependent on that one true God.
Again,
that is the true definition of monotheism. Okay. What you're saying is, each of the bodies of God depend on the other being.
Is Allah contingent upon his attributes?
Is Allah contingent upon his attributes?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so Allah can exist without his attributes.
Sorry?
So can Allah exist without his attributes?
Throughout his attributes?
No, without his attributes.
No, that's Allah's nature.
No. Yeah, again, so the person of Allah is contingent upon his nature.
Yeah, okay, good. So
we understand that you can be contingent, internal to your nature and your essence. Yeah, you can.
You told me, is Allah contingent upon his attributes? My answer to you would be, Allah's attributes are within his nature. Therefore, Allah, by definition, he has to be certain things. For example, he's the creator of all things. Allah is the creator.
So he is his attributes.
That's not an attribute.
Wait, no, it's Allah his attributes.
Allah his attributes. Allah provides attributes.
Is he his attributes?
No, it's not his attributes.
Okay, so he's
not his attributes.
There's a distinction. So if his attributes do not exist, would he exist?
If his attributes did not exist.
Yes.
But that question in itself doesn't make sense.
It's a possible word, it's a purely hypothetical. Because again, you would say it's metaphysically impossible for Allah to exist without His attributes. You've identified that His attributes are distinctive from His essence. Therefore, you have an internal interdependency with Allah, the person, and Allah, His attributes. So having dependency amongst internally with your essence, person, and attributes does not contradict our deity. No, okay, so would you say it is possible to Allah to exist without His attributes?
What attributes? Name me the attributes.
Being all-knowing. It's 99 names.
No, he has to be all-knowing.
So he has to be. So he's contingent upon that attribute.
No.
Wait. So can he
some other
exist
one.
without that?
He doesn't have to be all-merciful. Allah
Wait.
chooses
So
to be
can
merciful.
he exist
He
without
doesn't
being
have to-
all-powerful?
Allah has to be the all-powerful.
So he has to be. So it's contingent upon that attribute existing.
How is? But that attribute is within the nature of Allah. Your question doesn't make sense.
Wait. Hold on. So. If we remove all-knowing,
we
you
gotta
will not
move
have
on.
Allah.
No, we gotta move on.
Because
We
you
gotta move on.
said
We have to
interdependency
move
as a
on.
disqualifier for the Trinitarian God. I am simply saying, that Allah is contingent upon His attributes. You agree? You say Allah could not exist without Him being all powerful.
Yes.
Okay, so therefore He's
attributes within
contingent.
His
So
nature.
therefore He's contingent, and like I would say, the three persons of the Trinity are within their nature.
Is Jesus fully God?
Yes.
You're comparing Allah's attributes to Jesus, who was dependent. He was dependent to the extent that he had his mother Mary had to change his nappy. That Jesus was God.
Now you're strawmanning opposition.
No, it's not strawmanning.
No,
You're
strawmanning opposition when it comes to hypostatic union.
Jesus,
Point one.
who depended on his mother.
Yes.
Jesus, who was weak on the cross, he was. Of course, Jesus did not know the hour. Jesus did not know the hour.
So now
Jesus, he was on a cross and he was asking for help. And this is the same Jesus who, by the way, died. And God, by the way, is eternal. However, his God can die and then come back to life.
So I'm going to give you an analogy about
Now, that's what. By the way, if you don't respond to me, I'm going to have to walk
I'm going to
away.
respond to you.
If you don't respond to
I
my,
will respond to you about hypostatic union. I'm
don't
going
respond
to
to me,
give
I'll
you an
walk away.
analogy about hypostatic union.
No analogies. Answer my question directly.
So,
why is Jesus,
the eternal
your
Jesus-
God, why is your God dependent on his mother? His mother has to change his nappy. That's a reality. That's what Jesus is.
He is God. He is God.
Jesus did not know the hour. Explain to me, did God know the
You
hour?
are interrupting me. So, God, Jesus, adopted a human nature. Now, I'm going to pose you an analogy, which is
He's still
analogous.
God. He was 100%
Yes, he
God,
is.
100% man.
Okay, so what is a logical
He was
contradiction?
both.
Okay, so you're interrupting me now. Next time you interrupt me, I'm going to interrupt you. So,
Next time, answer my question.
I'm going to answer your question.
He challenged me, by the way.
I am challenging you
He's
to
miserably
actually
failing
listen
to answer my question.
I am challenging him to have a conversation whereby he listens to the response of the person taking
if you
part in the
answer my
debate.
question.
I will answer your question if
But you haven't so
I
far.
am.
You have not answered a single
Hypostatic
question.
union, one divine person, who is God, who is eternal, adopts this human nature. He has a divine nature, which is attributed as being all-knowing, all-powerful, and eternal.
Jesus does not meet any of
Okay,
those criteria.
hold on. You're interrupting me. So, the human nature is predicated with the attributes to which you're discussing, dependency. So I'm going to give you an analogy of hypostatic union, and you're not going to interrupt me. So let's just say we have person A.
No.
Hold on. We have
analogy.
person A and robot A. Person A adopts this robotic nature through a VR headset. He experiences robot A. Robot A has the attribute as flying. So we can say the human person experiences flight, correct?
Yes.
Would we predicate the human nature as being able to fly? No, we would. Okay, so we take the VR headset off, we take the connection off. Would this human person be able to fly?
Did you answer my question?
Yes, I did. Did I not answer his question?
The
I did.
robot-
Wait.
in
Would
your
we
analogy-
predicate?
The robot would not be fully God. Still, the robot would not be fully
Yeah, the
God.
person is, but the nature is the human nature is not fully God. The
Fully
person
God
is
beyond the capacity of a human body.
the person of Jesus is fully God, fully human.
How can it be fully
the
God?
human
The word
nature.
fully.
Hold on.
The word fully.
Hold
means
on.
There is no other way God can be.
Hold
He's
on.
fully
Okay.
God.
So
He
is
doesn't
the human
understand
nature
English.
fully God? Is the human nature fully God?
No.
Exactly. So we would not say.
You said he's fully God. I didn't say
No,
that.
the person is. Stop conflating. You're committing a category error. Stop conflating the natures and the persons. like we will go back to the analogy, the robot is predicated with flying, the human person experiences the robot.
You would say how are you comparing God to a robot? That's how I say it.
Is the robot fully human?
I said,
wait, is the robot fully
Jesus,
human?
huh?
Is the robot fully human in this analogy? Therefore, I would not say the human nature is fully God. I would not say the human nature is fully God. Rather, the persons which obtain the two natures are fully the natures to which they possess.
Even the persons, you're just using different words, it means the same thing.
Wait, it's persons, natures. Hold on. Okay. We all possess. Wait, hold on.
For argument's sake,
he possesses a human nature, he possesses a human nature. Am I the same person as him? Am I the same person as him?
Thank you.
You're interrupting.
Okay, thank you. Now, even the person, by saying the person that's within Jesus is 100%
the person is Jesus.
The person, so what is God then? Who's God?
Is God, the identifier of God is his essence, is his whatness. Okay?
So what is God?
The whatness. Jesus is the essence. We have one divine essence possessed by three distinctive persons, which can hypostasize the essence.
Jesus Christ. Is he fully God or fully man? He cannot be both. He can't be both.
Do you know why?
Because it's a contradiction.
Okay. So a logical contradiction, the definition of a logical contradiction.
I'm going to walk away from
Okay, he's running away.
So you failed to
the
answer
definition of a logical contradiction is P and not P in the same relation. It is not in the same relation. Therefore, it's not a contradiction. You ran away from me on that TikTok live. He claimed Jesus never spoke
TikTok
Greek.
live?
No, you claimed completely right wing. That's my name on TikTok.
Oh,
he claimed Jesus
he was
never
the
spoke
exact
Greek.
same on TikTok live as this. Look, if you can answer my question, I'll challenge you directly.
So
I know you're just a
logical
cameraman.
contradiction is P and not P in the same relation.
You know what I'm saying?
So, if a predicate is in the relation of the human nature, that is not a logical contradiction. It is in a different relation. It is in respect to his human and divine nature. He interrupted me. I had to shout. I gave him an analogy. He was quiet. Then he just didn't respond to the analogy. I've seen him online. He does the exact same thing and keeps on kicking me off the platform. And he does not respond to the analogies or the points.
Well done, young folks.